All right, I'm gonna try to do this one take. August, you came, and you know what? I wasn't expecting you to come. I just wanted to stay in July the whole time, but I left France July 31st, and I landed in the United States, which I missed so dearly, on August 1st. Now, I jump right back into everything that I left in the States. As soon as I could, I went to a Patriots game, the first of the season. It was a preseason game, but it was the first time at Gillette Stadium that the new Tom Brady statue was being revealed. So that was cool. Tom Brady was there. The statue was 12 feet tall. And there was other people in attendance, but the man of the hour was right across from our seats and right on the field. And the seats were really close. You know, we could see the cheerleaders and Pat Patriot, but I mean, we could see the details on the helmets of the players. So that was cool. We could see the new head coach, and there's Tom walking with his kids. It was nuts. Again, nobody cares about preseason games except for me. A win's a win, and we beat the Commanders. This was the team that I saw last year when we had Mac Jones, and unfortunately we lost that game. So this game, it was nice to see us win, and we ended up winning by I think the final score was 48 to, 17 or something. We spanked them, so that was great. It was good to finally go to a football game that we won. The other two Patriot games that I went to, we lost. So again, a win's a win. You know, there was actually so much gunpowder in the air by the end of the game that it looked like it was snowing or something. Because every time they score a touchdown, the guys at the end of the field, dressed up as Patriots, will fire these huge, loud, and fairly real guns and muskets. So that was dope. USA, baby, USA. It was good to be back. Speaking of which, in terms of just jumping into United States things, I went to a country concert, which I haven't been to many of. This was at Indian Ranch, which was right next to this cool lake. It was hot that day, but I went with my friend Jess. Shout out to Jess again. You're the best. You know, we were excited to get these seats because we thought there would be shade, but there really wasn't that much shade. So it ended up being a real mission. It was in the middle of the woods, so that also stopped there being a breeze. Really cute town though, cute little vibe. It was a campgrounds. You could tell that there was just so much going on, and people were staying out in mobile homes or whatever. I don't know that much about camping anymore. We'll come back to camping by the end of the video, but yeah, a lot of people, really hot. We went to see Lee Bryce, and there was just a lot going on. You know, I mean, the lake was really peaceful then, but there was people jet skiing eventually. The lady who opened up for them sounded phenomenal. Again, what do I know about country music? Not that much, but again, thanks to Jess, I've been going for the last year, and for the first time, especially, you know, it was just funny the fact that it took me, I had to go to Paris, France to be able to come back to the United States of America. And when the performer says, "Hey, where are my country boys at?" Only after a year of listening to country songs and doing line dancing to country songs could I finally go to a Lee Bryce concert and stand up and say, "I'm right here. I'm a country boy." You know, the guitar players were really great. We were right there. They were right in front of us. You could see Lee Bryce come out of his little trailer, and he killed it, man. I mean, he did not give up. It must have been 90 degrees, humid, heat, sun baking us. They were passing out waters. I think they gave a discount on waters because everyone was just ordering them. And then in the receiving line, he just kept going. Everyone was out there. He was signing autographs. He was saying hi to the people. He was a real people's guy. He was taking photographs with the police officers and the security. I mean, it was great. And I saw some line dancing friends from Six Strings. You know, like it just felt like I just was so happy to be home. And I'm really grateful that I saw a guy who loves his craft and loves his community. And it just made me feel really proud of the talent here in the States. So that was great. I'd known that I was going to be in the show, but my art ended up being in the Beckett Art Center. So that was a day's worth of traveling and dropping my art off there. But this right here is just a little quick glimpse into what I did next. Again, I did a lot in August, and me and my family went to Storyland in New Hampshire. I had gone there as a child. Some people know Storyland. It's a cute little amusement park that has a couple roller coasters, and we went with my niece Bella, and we went to like my favorite part of it. I used to just zone out to this thing for hours, and it's these bamboo shoots, and there's a section where there's, you know, animatronic bamboo singing, "We all are one, we all are one, beneath the sun, we all are free in harmony, join hand in hand." And I needed that. I still remember the song as a kid, so to do it as like a cool uncle, that was great. You know, granddad and Nana came, grandma and grandpa, and it was not that hot that day. It was definitely hot. Let me take that back. But it wasn't as hot as Indian Ranch. And then Bella at the resort that we stayed at really wanted me to go in this Arctic cold water, so I did that for her. You're welcome. That was cold, but it felt good after going to a really hot park all day. Then, the following week, I decided to do a little solo trip. Because I like my solo trips. I did a solo trip to Paris. Not just to Paris, well, excuse me, I didn't, okay, so I went to the Chris Brown concert. That's where I was gonna go, right there. So I had seats on the field. I got a little stamp, a turf stamp, whatever, and I got past, and this was kind of where I was at. I was on the field, Fenway Park. Again, I just wanted to like hit all of the places I hold dear, and I did in August. Like, I just was like, I'm so happy to be home. Oh, I'm so happy to be home. This thing was, the show was insane. The Chris Brown concert was absurd. Like, if anyone ends up dating me in the future, I think our biggest debate will be like, who likes Chris Brown more, me or Michael? I don't know. I'm a little worried that Mike likes Chris Brown like too much or something. I just like Chris Brown because I feel like he is having the most fun. So they had these huge statues that were inflated of him. And guess what? I went to the show completely unplanned, and I went by myself. And then the people I was sitting next to ended up having the same last name as me, Manning. So there they are, there. What up to them? They came from Vermont. It's like, what are the odds that out of all of these people, I would sit next to people who are also called Manning? That was weird. It was, again, a beautiful night. This was the most comfortable you'll see me right here, was just listening to my favorite artist surrounded by people who also love him. Because it's weird being a Chris Brown fan sometimes, you know? Some people just don't get it. Some people really do not like him. But again, I just needed to be, it was like going to church. It was just like, oh, you guys like him too? I love this guy. I love him as an artist. He's so freaking cool. And he had some opening acts. This lady, I didn't catch her name, but I'll find a way to give her some credit in the future. She was cool, good R&B. And then Bryson Tiller opened for him as well. But at some point, Chris Brown was flying over everybody's head. And that's what that harness was, dangling in the middle of Fenway Park earlier. He would strap these two little bars to the side of him, and then he would go flying to the nosebleeds of Fenway Park. And he performed 20 years of songs. He has so many songs. He has never stopped. Like, all of his records, if you don't know anything about Chris Brown, he'll drop like 25 songs, which is a lot at minimum per album. and he probably does an album every year. And this was like, the whole theme of this was like pretending he's doing a Super Bowl act or like a Super Bowl show. It was called the Breezy Bowl because people call Chris Brown Breezy. And there's just so many hits and so many. It's just like he's so dedicated to his craft. He's such an admirable artist. And I just had so much fun. I had so much fun that I was happy sitting down just so that the people behind me could watch him, because I just wanted to listen to it. That's it. I just needed to hear his music played as loud as possible. There was, and this was the view from me sitting down. I was so happy. There was flames that went off at one point, and they were so hot even from, I mean, I was 100 feet away, and I could feel how hot those flames were. So I can't imagine how hot they were if you were doing this and you're Chris Brown. It was insane. Like, it was so dangerous. So the show was litty, absolutely lit. He was flying over everybody. He was singing to everyone's girlfriend. Of course, I'm not going to bring my girlfriend to this. I went by myself, of course, you know, like, just because I like you, Chris. You're the man. I got that close to him. Look at that. I'm pretty dang close, you know? And the place was rocking. The bass in that park was absurd. Thanks to Fenway Security for keeping everybody safe. They did a great job. And you can kind of hear him singing and dancing in the background. You can see the Prudential up there. He was flying from tower to tower. Great show, Chris. I love you to death. You're my favorite artist, absolutely. And keep on rocking in the free world. And now we are going to show you my camp experience, like I referenced at the beginning of this. One take, by the way, in terms of the audio, if you couldn't tell. But you got to get these things out, you know. Yeah, this was the camp that I grew up at as a kid. It's called Tabor Summer Camp. That's Silver Cell Beach in Marion, Massachusetts. And this is the kind of camp that I went to. I went to a camp that was right on the ocean. And you could smell the ocean. You know, like there's just a smell to the Atlantic Ocean that you cannot compare to like Indian Ranch smell. And the sun was shining bright. It's so windy there. So there's like, just, it's so peaceful. And we went on the very last day of August, so it was interesting to see who was around town. Marion has a very interesting neighborhood. You know, there's people out on $1 million yachts out there. That's what that was. But it's a beautiful campus. I really wish I had gone there. I would go there every summer. But I was thinking about, man, if I went there as a student in high school, a boarding school, international kids from all over the world, it would have been really interesting. I really wish I went to Tabor school. I mean, look at that. That's the dining hall. It's right on the water. You're just looking out at all these beautiful boats. And again, there was kids moving in, like all these kids moving in when we went. So we were like, oh, we should get out of here. It was so busy. These are kids on their way to the dining hall for dinner. The sun was setting. And we just kind of chilled and kind of celebrated the fact that we had just gone to Paris together, me, mom, and dad. So that was special. We did some cheers at the Brewfish. And we just sat out on the dock and looked at all the boats and reminisced and talked about stuff. And it was weird to think about the fact that we've gone like abroad and we made it back here safely and sound, and we were just kind of grateful for that. I miss Tabor. I don't know how I'm ever going to get back there, but it's quite an adventure. And to go back as either an uncle or a parent one day, I hope I get the privilege to do that. So we'll see. I would definitely get back into boating. I used to know how to do sailing knots. I learned how to sail right there on that dock. It was a half moon that night, and excuse the fact that my finger was there for a split second on the lens, but there's the Brewfish. Great place. And yeah, I just have so many good memories of Tabor summer programs. Port and Starboard, late nights running through sprinklers with friends and just getting into trouble. Rest period. All the activities like soccer. I remember my dad calling our names during attendance because he was a counselor, and just so much more. I could go on and on all forever. But just in general, the best parts of Tabor were the sunsets and the friends and everything. But that was it. That's August for you. And me and all the other Chateau artists have a little joke where it's like we got these little keychains at the end of our residency, and there it is there. And now I can finally say that I'm a real artist. You know, it took me all of July and a trip to France to say, yes, now I'm finally a real artist now that I have this keychain. So cheers to that. Keep on rocking in the free world. And as always, rip in peace, baby. Goodbye.
These last few weeks have been exhausting.